We really thought we were just gonna get Luffy vs Kaido this chapter, but we see the 5 old guys again, otherwise known as the Gorosei, and I got some theories on what the awakening fruit that we're talking about is. Normally I would cover the whole chapter from start to finish, but for this one I want the whole video to be on what the Gorosei were talking about as per the awakened fruit, because that's interesting and I want to talk about it. Maybe I'll do a chapter review when the official drops, because the Luffy vs Kaido fight is actually really good, but you've seen the title and thumbnail. The whole premise of this video is on what the bold Gorosei said. He said that the fruit is even a legend to us. It hasn't awakened in centuries, and when questioned on why the name of the fruit is unique, he said it was to erase the fruit's name from history, with Zunisha, the island-carrying elephant, being revealed to be the shadow. I think there are 2 possibilities with Zunisha being there. Either way, I think Zunisha is in some way connected to the Devil Fruit awakening, but I think it can be a direct connection or a very minor connection, and Oda is throwing us off. You'll see what I mean when we get into the theories. Also, I just want to note, the Devil Fruit shouldn't be of a well-established yonker like Big Mom or Kaido, since the Gorosei should already be well aware of these fruits, and they shouldn't be shocked. Okay, now that you're all caught up, let's start the theories on what awakened Devil Fruit the Gorosei were actually talking about. The most obvious and likely option is Zunisha itself awakening a Devil Fruit it had consumed centuries ago. The Gorosei could be talking about the fruit Zunisha ate and somehow gave it giant elephant powers and made it giga OP. For all we know, Zunisha could have ate the island Nomi and now is a massive island elephant that can just destroy anyone. It destroyed Jack easily. Wiped the whole fleet like it was nothing. Maybe this awakening is referring to Zunisha having a will of its own now. As we know, its sentence was to walk the sea for an unknown punishment over 1,000 years ago, and it only seemed to take action when Momonosuke gave it permission. Maybe this awakening will allow Zunisha to act on its own now. Zunisha also predates the Void Century, so it would make sense the Gorosei don't expect it to awaken. We even see Zunisha's eyes glowing, so it seems it's got some new king will or new power or something. But it also seems kind of weird that it just randomly awakened. For all we know, the destination Zunisha needed to go to was Wano, and maybe it's finally arrived, and it has nothing to do with the Devil Fruit awakening on Zunisha's end, but something connected to it. Oda could be throwing us off for sure, with the Devil Fruit the Gorosei were talking about not being Zunisha, but the powers of Zunisha can be controlled by a particular Devil Fruit. This segues me to my second option, Tama's Devil Fruit. From what we know, Tama's Devil Fruit, the Kibi no Mi, is really powerful. It has the ability to command any animal it feeds dango. This ability has also been used quite a bit in the arc actually, with speed and taming smiles in the wall. This has a really good chance to be the Devil Fruit, and I'll tell you why. We know that Zunisha was forced to walk the seas as punishment for the crime it committed. What Devil Fruit can command an animal to walk the seas? That's right, Tama's. From what we know, this could be any duration, so the owner of Tama's original fruit from centuries ago, approximately 1,000 years let's say, could command Zunisha to walk the seas for 1,000 years, and now the spell is finally worn off. The sudden change in trajectory of Zunisha from where I was wandering to now where it's directly heading to Wano might be an indication of this, and this is what the Gorosei may be worried about. But some of this does not make sense in the context of the awakening the Gorosei were talking about. If the Kibi no Mi is the fruit that we're talking about, why are the Gorosei saying the fruit is specifically awakened? As Tama just seems to have the normal powers of the fruit. But maybe it's just left vague on purpose by Oda, and Zunisha being awakened is just leaving the command of the original Kibi no Mi owner. And this is the fruit that we're talking about, but it doesn't have the same context of awakening we're normally used to with Devil Fruits awakening like Doflamingo and Katakuri. Also, what a weird name for a Devil Fruit that can command any animal. This is so powerful, it can literally command a whole army. They did say they changed the name of this fruit, so it's possible that Tama's Fruit was the name they changed the name of. Yeah, the name they changed the name of was Tama's Fruit. Okay, I can't speak, but I think you know what I mean. So for these next two, I was originally going to talk about Luffy's fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and Law's fruit, the Opi Opi no Mi, but I realized it makes no sense in context. And I say this because we know Luffy's fruit was widely shown at Marineford, and all the admirals saw it, everyone saw it, the Gorosei should know about it, and Law's fruit the same, everyone knows about Law's fruit. So it wouldn't make sense that the Gorosei have been like, oh, this fruit was a legend, it hasn't awakened in centuries. They should be aware of this possibility, and I don't think it's either of these fruits. So we're gonna move on to the next fruit, which is Toki's fruit. This one may be very possible, and people are sleeping on this possibility. The Toki no Mi, literally the ability to time travel in the One Piece world. Supposedly, Toki did die. Whether that's true or not, the fruit is still in the One Piece world. Let's say Toki did die 20 years ago. The Time fruit must be reincarnated in a fruit, and of course the Gorosei would fear it. From what they know, the fruit would be a legend, as Toki, in over 800 years, was the only one that could control this fruit. And how is this related to Zunisha, you may ask? This is the mother of Momonosuke that can use the voice of all things to control Zunisha, and she knows so much about what happened in the Void Century, and even told Odin a day will come in 20 years when Joyboy will appear. This may be the vague connections Oda is dropping, where the devil fruit the Gorosei are talking about is not entirely related to Zunisha, but is partially related to Zunisha, and we may have the clues to piece these things together. If this fruit is somehow here and someone has access to this fruit, and the Gorosei have some indication of this fruit being used, with some weird occurrences happening, they would freak out. Okay, these last two I believe are very genuinely possible. One of them is Moriya's Kage no Mi. Okay, maybe not Moriya himself, but just the Kage no Mi. We know this powerful fruit allows the user to take a random soul out of another person's body and put it in another living being or dead being. Although Moriya's fruit was very well known, I don't think he ever awakened the fruit, and the Gorosei may have never expected him to awaken the fruit. Also, Blackbeard was interested in Moriya, which is always a red flag. Let's say this fruit is now awakened, it could definitely be the one the Gorosei were talking about. It should be able to take the souls of a random person and put it inside Zunisha, thus allowing the control of the Kage no Mi to be in complete control of Zunisha. Let's say someone on Blackbeard's crew has this fruit and has the ability to do this, implant shadows inside of Zunisha. This ability would be overpowered. Zunisha is literally an island. If you can control that, you can take over the world, which is what Blackbeard is after all. Also, we know both Wano and Thriller Bark have ties, and so do Mori and Kaido, with Mori's original goal trying to be the one to bring down Kaido with his new army. And now in some weird roundabout way, Blackbeard and his crew have got this fruit and are controlling Zunisha and are coming to Wano. Also, we know that Doflamingo was trying to assassinate Moriya at Marineford. When Moriya asked, "Oh, is this order coming from Sengoku or something?" He's like, "No, even higher," implying the order was coming from the Gorosei themselves.
Higher up the ladder.
This brings me to the last one, which may be that the Gorosei were talking about Blackbeard's fruit. We know if there's a major event in One Piece, Blackbeard's involved. Shanks' scar, Blackbeard. Marineford, Blackbeard. Payback War, Blackbeard. Blackbeard may have awakened the Yami no Mi or his third devil fruit he is speculated to get. I personally think it's the Hito no Mi model Akuma. Since we know Blackbeard was after something when we saw him back at Hachinosu Island, this could be definitely related to Zunisha. We're coming to the endgame of One Piece, and if anyone's gonna be at the forefront, it would be Blackbeard. Also, it would be the perfect time to strike for Blackbeard. Let's say Blackbeard is controlling Zunisha right now and wants to annihilate Wano and defeat Kaido. This is his perfect chance. And who would the Gorosei fear most? That's right, Blackbeard. Also, it could be Enel. From all we know, he's on the moon, being the strongest in the verse, raining down electricity to control Zunisha and manipulate Zunisha to do anything he desires. The true GOAT. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These theories are just some food for thought. Be sure to discuss them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the realest channel in the West. Peace!